Gillette Children's Pediatric Rehabilitation Medicine Fellowship offers a unique opportunity to learn and train at a global leader in research and care for complex brain, bone, and movement conditions. Gillette's fellowship is just one of 8 in the U.S., with CARF accreditation for both pediatric rehab and brain injury medicine. The fellowship is ACGME accredited through the University of Minnesota's Department of Rehabilitation Medicine.
So my name is Christy Brea, and I'm a Peds Rehab Fellow at Gillette. Applying to Gillette was really driven by the fact that I would get such a robust exposure to pediatric rehab medicine. I think the program itself is really second to none. Gillette is so well known in the pediatric rehab realm, and they are kind of leaders in pediatric rehab as a whole. In many academic meetings and presentations, you'll see Gillette's name. And I feel like what really drew me to here was that ability to get kind of that breadth of pediatric rehab. There's lots of extracurricular involvement or activities that we can participate in here in Gillette that not many other places can provide. The gait lab was a huge draw for me specifically because I am interested in kind of gait mechanics and gait analysis, so being able to participate in that program was really rewarding and really interesting to me.
I'm Nani. I'm a second-year Peds Rehab Fellow here at Gillette Children's. When I was going through my fellowship applications, I think I went through what was important to me in training. I wanted a training that was well-rounded. I wanted a program that had a bigger faculty just to learn from more attendings and not just limited from certain amount of people. And I loved that Gillette had diversity of multidisciplinary clinics, and it was very focused on kids with complex care needs.
So right now we're in one of the inpatient rehab rooms on the rehab unit. A typical day on inpatient rehab for the fellow, I'll usually come in sometime in the morning. That depends on what kind of the rest of my day looks like. Some days I'll come in a little bit earlier. Some days I'll come in a little bit later. And typically we'll have in the early morning kind of a nursing rounds, which is an opportunity to kind of get a sign out from overnight from the nursing staff specifically. And that meeting is also with our care management team, our social worker, and a representative from therapies. Sometimes there'll be pharmacy or nutrition involved as well. And it's just a great time to kind of touch base on what's going on with each of the patients, see if there's any needs from a nursing perspective that we can take care of throughout the day. After that, I'll typically go around and round on the patients that I can see that are still here in the room. And then sometimes I'll take a break to do some documenting and head over to the gym. If there's patients that I can't find on the unit that are busy, in therapies, I'll go over to the gym and round on them there.
We're here at the rehab gym at Gillette, where we see kids from the inpatient ward when they're admitted, but kids from the outpatient also come here for speech, occupational, and physical therapy. And there's also pole therapy here.
Right now we're in Blue Pod, which is one of our clinic pods. We'll often have one of our multidisciplinary clinics here for muscular conditions, where we work with rehab, cardiology, pulmonology, neurology, potentially endocrinology, and several other subspecialties to kind of streamline our patients' care in one clinic day visit with multiple different providers.
I think part of being here at Gillette, we get to see a lot of continuity from the patients that we saw in the inpatient when we're working with our attendings in the outpatient. And for me, a lot of satisfaction comes from seeing the families after they have left the rehab unit and seeing how they're progressing through their outpatient scenarios and how they're doing in life in general.
I think in terms of advice, when selecting potentially Gillette as a fellowship program for you, I'd really think about what things I want to be exposed to and what I want to see. I think Gillette gives you that breadth of exposure that a lot of other programs may not be able to give you, and then you can really tailor your educational experience to the things that interest you or the things that you need to work on. So I think I would really focus on what it is that I want to get out of my education and where do I think I'm going to get the most out of this time. And then also, I would suggest that people maybe not be afraid of Minnesota. I'm a Miami girl, born and raised, and, experienced a little bit of winter up in the Northeast. But coming to Minnesota has been the best decision I've ever made, and I've been converted to a Midwest girl. So if that doesn't say something about kind of the Twin Cities and the program in specific, I don't know what does.